Chosen ones, God is releasing a massive financial blessing to you. Your wait is over. Beloved child, I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now, take a deep breath, and listen closely to the sound of my voice. Let your spirit grow completely still. Do not let the distractions of the busy world pull your attention away from this sacred moment. The fact that you have found this message at this exact second in time is not a coincidence. It is not a random algorithm, and it is certainly not a mistake. It is a divine appointment, scheduled in the courts of heaven long before you were even born. I am speaking directly to your spirit today because I have seen the heavy burden you have been carrying for far too long. I have seen the silent worries that keep you awake in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, wondering how things are ever going to change. I have watched you sitting alone, calculating numbers, staring at mounting bills, and quietly wondering how you were going to make it to the next week. I saw the painful moments when you had to say no to things you deeply desired, and the countless times you had to sacrifice your own needs just to make sure others around you were taken care of. You have carried a financial weight that was so heavy it sometimes made it hard for you to even breathe. You watched as other people around you seemed to prosper so easily. You saw them step into abundance and celebrate their victories, while you felt like you were walking alone through an endless, dry desert, crying out for just a single drop of rain. You never asked to be wealthy out of selfish greed. I know your heart. You only ever asked for enough to be secure, enough to breathe freely, enough to bless your aging parents, and enough to fulfill the calling I placed upon your soul. Yet, the enemy tried to use this prolonged season of lack to break your faith. He whispered lies into your mind, telling you that I had forgotten you, that you were destined to struggle forever, and that the prophetic promises I spoke over your life were nothing more than empty dreams. But my beautiful, resilient child, you did not break. You bent under the immense pressure, you cried in the secret place where no one else could see, but you never completely walked away from me. You kept praying even when your bank account was empty. You kept believing even when the physical evidence around you screamed of poverty and limitation. Because of that unwavering, stubborn faith, I am stepping into your circumstances right now with undeniable power. I am the God of the breakthrough, and I am declaring over your life today that your season of financial drought has officially come to an end. The dry, barren land you have been walking through is about to be flooded with the living waters of my provision. I am unlocking vaults in heaven that have been storing up blessings with your name on them for years. What you thought was a cruel delay was actually a season of intense, necessary preparation. I was expanding your spiritual and emotional capacity to handle the massive weight of the glory and the wealth I am about to release into your hands. I had to make sure your character could sustain what your faith was pulling down from heaven. If you feel this profound truth resonating deep within your spirit, if you can feel the atmosphere shifting around you right now, type Amen in the comments below to claim this massive financial breakthrough as your new reality. Let your faith be recorded in the physical realm today. Before I reveal exactly how this miraculous provision is going to manifest in your life, I want you to understand that I use many unique tools to bless my children. What if wealth could be triggered from inside your own mind, through a powerful sound frequency once hidden in classified files. Experts say this signal naturally attracts opportunity and financial freedom, and thousands of people are already putting it to use to change their lives. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate this hidden brainwave today to align your mind with abundance. Now, hear me clearly, my chosen one. The blessing that is rushing toward you is not a small temporary relief. It is not just enough to pay a single overdue bill or get you through one more stressful month. I do not bless my chosen ones with barely enough. I am the God of more than enough. I am orchestrating a massive, overwhelming generational shift in your finances. I am lining up people, places, and unexpected opportunities that will seem to appear out of nowhere. Doors of favor that have been slammed in your face for years are about to swing wide open. You will soon step into rooms and environments where your unique gifts will be recognized, celebrated, and heavily compensated. The money that is coming to you is directly tied to your divine purpose. I am giving you resources so that you can build the vision I placed inside your spirit long ago. The days of borrowing are over. My beloved child, I hear the silent question that has echoed in the deepest, most hidden chambers of your heart during these long, difficult years. You have looked up at the sky with tear-filled eyes, feeling completely exhausted, and asked me, "Father, why did it have to take so long? Why did I have to endure such intense struggle while others seem to receive their blessings so effortlessly?" I want to answer that question for you right now, with absolute clarity and overwhelming love. The delay you experienced was never a punishment. It was never a sign of my abandonment, nor was it a reflection of a lack of faith on your part. In fact, the delay was the most profound act of divine protection I could have ever offered you. You see, when I look at you, I do not just see your present circumstances. I see the massive, generational destiny that I have intricately written into your spiritual DNA. I had to prepare you for the sheer magnitude of what is coming. Massive wealth, sudden influence, and overwhelming abundance are incredibly heavy burdens for a soul that has not been properly trained to carry them. If I had handed you the keys to this financial kingdom before your spiritual muscles were fully developed, the very blessing I intended for your joy would have crushed you. It would have distorted your pure heart, distracted you from your divine assignment, and pulled you away from the safety of my presence. I had to take you through the wilderness to teach you the true value of a single drop of water. I had to let you experience the profound ache of lack, so that when the abundance finally arrives, you will manage it with supernatural wisdom, profound humility, and deep, unshakable gratitude. You learned how to stretch the little you had. You learned how to be faithful over a few things. You learned that your true identity, your worth, and your peace are anchored entirely in me, not in the fluctuating numbers of a bank account. Because you have proven that you can stand firm in the dark valley of lack, I now know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can be trusted to stand on the highest mountains of wealth. But there is an even deeper, more crucial reason why this financial breakthrough had to wait until this exact moment in your life. I had to carefully and systematically expose the hidden motives of the people who were standing around you. Think back over the past few years. Think about the people who walked away from you when you had absolutely nothing physical or financial to offer them. Think about those who only called you when they needed your light, your energy, or your listening ear, but were suddenly too busy or unavailable when you were the one drowning in need. If I had released this massive financial blessing to you, while those individuals were still intimately connected to your life, they would have attached themselves to your prosperity like spiritual parasites. They would have drained your resources, manipulated your generous heart, and used your newfound wealth to fuel their own selfish agendas. I had to let the drought reveal who was truly willing to sit in the dry dirt with you. I had to let the season of struggle expose the fake friends, the opportunistic family members, and the hidden enemies who were smiling to your face while secretly resenting your spiritual light. Poverty, hardship, and struggle are the ultimate filters of human intention. When you have nothing physical to give, the only people who remain by your side are the ones who genuinely value your spirit. I used your season of lack to perform a divine, necessary surgery on your inner circle. I pruned away the heavy, toxic vines that were meant to choke your future. It was a painful process, and I know it broke your compassionate heart to realize that some people you loved deeply were only committed to what you could do for them, not to who you actually are. But you must understand that I allowed your heart to be temporarily broken in order to save your permanent destiny. I removed the users and the manipulators so that when the floodgates of wealth finally open, as they are doing right now, your harvest will be completely protected from those who did not sow in tears with you. If you can look back now and see my protective hand in the people you lost, if you finally understand why the circle had to become so small before the blessing could become so massive, type 777 inches, the comments below. Let this be a powerful declaration of your gratitude for the divine pruning that saved your future. You are now standing on solid, unshakable ground. Your character has been refined in the hottest fires of adversity, and your heart has been purified like the most precious gold. The people who surround you now, or the divine connections I am actively bringing into your life, are the ones who have been chosen by heaven to help you manage this incoming wealth. They will not covet what I am giving you. They will help you multiply it for the kingdom. The wait was excruciating, my beloved child, but it was not in vain. Every single tear, every sleepless night, and every moment of frustrating delay was actively building the unshakable infrastructure of your financial empire. The foundation is finally complete. The concrete has dried. The toxic soil has been entirely removed. You are no longer the fragile, easily manipulated person you used to be. You are a spiritual warrior, a wise steward, and a designated distributor of heaven's wealth, fully prepared to receive what has always belonged to you. My beautiful, chosen child, as the reality of this massive financial blessing begins to manifest in your physical world, there are critical spiritual instructions you must follow to protect what I am giving you. I am not simply handing you resources. I am handing you a divine assignment, a heavy mantle of stewardship that requires an entirely new level of maturity and discipline. The first, and arguably the most important, instruction I have for you in this new season of overwhelming abundance is this: you must learn the holy art of silence. When the doors of opportunity swing wide open, when the unexpected checks arrive in the mail, when the massive contracts are finally signed, and when your bank account begins to reflect the supernatural overflow of heaven, you must resist the overwhelming urge to announce your victories to everyone around you. I know how deeply you have desired to prove your worth to those who doubted you. I know the temptation to finally show the people who walked away that I have elevated you beyond their wildest imaginations. But you must understand that the premature sharing of a massive blessing can become the very thing that attracts unnecessary spiritual warfare to your doorstep. Not everyone who smiles at your success is actually cheering for you in their heart. Some people are only celebrating because they are secretly calculating how they can benefit from your newfound resources. Some individuals, even those who call themselves your family or your closest friends, carry deep-seated jealousies that will be instantly triggered by your sudden elevation. If you speak too loudly about the wealth I am releasing to you before you are spiritually fortified to defend it, you invite the heavy, toxic energy of envy into your sacred space. Envy is not just a passing emotion. It is a destructive spiritual force that seeks to drain, diminish, and dismantle the favor I have placed upon your life. I am teaching you to celebrate in secret with me first. I am teaching you to let your results make the noise, rather than your words. If you are ready to master the profound discipline of holy silence and protect the immense blessing I am handing you, type Amen in the comments below. Let this be your quiet agreement that you will guard your harvest from premature exposure. You must remember that wealth is a magnifier. It does not change who you are at your core, but it dramatically amplifies the intentions of the people who surround you. When you were struggling, you were overlooked, underestimated, and ignored. But as this massive financial blessing becomes visible, people who haven't spoken to you in years will suddenly begin reaching out. Individuals who once treated you with subtle disrespect will suddenly want to sit at your table. You will receive urgent requests for help, heartbreaking stories designed to manipulate your compassionate heart, and sudden opportunities from people who only want to attach themselves to your momentum. My chosen one, you are incredibly empathetic. You feel deeply and you love fiercely. But in this season of financial overflow, your compassion must be strictly governed by divine discernment, or it will absolutely drain your bank account and your spirit. I am commanding you to protect your energy with fierce determination. You are not responsible for rescuing every person who comes to you with a crisis, especially those who deliberately ignored you during your own season of intense need. I will give you the wisdom to know exactly who you are meant to help and who I am asking you to lovingly release into my care. You are stepping into a profound level of financial authority, and authority requires the courage to say no without feeling an ounce of guilt or an obligation to explain yourself. Listen closely, because I am continuously placing divine tools in your path to help you navigate this massive shift in your reality. What if wealth and complete financial peace could be triggered from inside your own mind through a powerful sound frequency once hidden in highly classified files. Experts say this unique signal naturally attracts opportunity and financial freedom by rewiring your subconscious to expect abundance, and thousands are already putting it to use to change their lives forever. Click the link in the description and comments right now and activate this hidden brainwave today to align your mind completely with the massive blessing that is rushing toward you. As you step into this overwhelming abundance, I also need you to manage your own internal energy carefully. Do not allow the sudden influx of resources to create a spirit of panic or anxiety within you. Many people who have lived in lack for a long time develop a scarcity mindset, a deep subconscious fear that the money will suddenly disappear as quickly as it arrived. They hoard what they have out of terror, or they spend recklessly out of a desperate need to feel secure. I am breaking that spirit of poverty off your life right now. I am rewiring your mind to understand that this blessing is not a temporary fluke or a lucky coincidence. It is your new, permanent reality. I am establishing you. The wealth I give is not fragile. It is backed by the unlimited resources of heaven. You are moving from a painful mindset of survival into a glorious mindset of multiplication. You are going to learn how to make this wealth work for you, how to invest it with supernatural wisdom, and how to use it to build a lasting legacy that will bless generations long after you are gone. Do not let the ghost of past poverty dictate your future decisions. You are a chosen vessel of divine wealth, equipped with the quiet confidence of a seasoned spiritual leader. Your silence will be your shield, your discernment will be your compass, and your unwavering faith will be the foundation of an empire that nothing can ever tear down. My precious chosen child, I want to take you deeper into the profound spiritual significance of what is happening in your life right now. The massive financial blessing that is currently rushing toward you is not merely about elevating your personal lifestyle, and it is certainly not just about paying off the debts that have kept you awake at night. What I am doing in you and through you carries a sacred weight that echoes through the corridors of time. I need you to understand that you have been specifically selected by heaven to be the cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. For generations, your family tree has operated under a heavy, suffocating cloud of lack, limitation, and financial struggle. You have watched the people you love, your parents, your grandparents, and the ancestors who came before them toil endlessly, working themselves into the ground day after day, year after year, just to barely survive. The spirit of poverty was passed down from one generation to the next, disguised as bad luck, disguised as an unfair economy, and disguised as a permanent, unbreakable reality. But you, my chosen one, were born with a holy rebellion in your spirit. Even as a child, you looked at the struggle around you, and your soul quietly whispered, "This is not how my story is going to end." That whisper was my voice living inside of you. I placed that divine dissatisfaction in your heart because I had already chosen you to be the one who would finally break the chains. The massive, overwhelming financial blessing I am releasing to you right now is the spiritual hammer that will shatter the generational curse of poverty forever. When this wealth fully manifests in your hands, it will not just change your address or your bank account balance, It is going to fundamentally rewrite the spiritual and financial DNA of your entire family line. You are setting a brand new standard for the generations that will come after you. Your children and your children's children will never know the bitter taste of the survival mode that you had to endure. They will walk in the freedom, the abundance, and the spiritual authority that you fought so fiercely to secure in the spiritual realm. If you accept this massive holy responsibility and boldly declare that the generational curse of poverty ends completely with you, type 888 inches, the comments right now. Let the angels witness your agreement, and let the spiritual realm register your absolute victory over the chains of the past. But with this monumental breakthrough comes a very specific warning, and I need you to listen to me very carefully. Because you are the one chosen to break the cycle, you are going to face a unique and deeply emotional test. When your wealth becomes visible, and it will become visible, because my glory upon your life cannot be hidden forever, the very people whose cycles you are breaking may inadvertently try to drain the blessing. The enemy will attempt to use familiar spirits, hiding behind familiar faces, to access and deplete your heavenly resources. Family members who never supported your vision, relatives who mocked your faith, and people who completely abandoned you during your season of intense lack may suddenly arrive at your doorstep with their hands outstretched, expecting you to fund their dysfunction and finance their poor decisions. My beloved, I am placing an impenetrable divine shield of protection around your harvest, but you must cooperate with my wisdom. You must absolutely refuse to feel guilty for establishing ironclad boundaries with your own bloodline. The wealth I am trusting you with is a sacred tool for building the kingdom, not a slush fund to enable the toxic habits of people who refuse to seek my face for their own healing. I am breaking the spirit of false obligation off your life right now. You do not owe anyone your peace, and you certainly do not owe anyone the harvest that you watered with your own lonely tears. I am giving you the spiritual gift of extreme discernment. In this new season, you will be able to look at a request for help and instantly, effortlessly know if it is a divine assignment for you to be a blessing, or if it is a trap carefully designed by the enemy to siphon your sacred oil. You must remember that you cannot save people who are committed to their own destruction. By saying no to their manipulation, you are actually demonstrating the highest form of love, forcing them to turn to me instead of relying on you as their personal savior. I will not allow the generational wealth I am pouring into your hands to be poured into broken cisterns. I am surrounding you with angelic bodyguards who will repel every financial leech, every opportunistic relative, and every disguised enemy who tries to cross your path. Your wealth is entirely secure in my hands. Your mind is being fortified with the brilliant, strategic wisdom of heaven. You are no longer the victim of your family's painful history. You are the wealthy, empowered, and protected architect of its glorious future. You are walking out of the wilderness of lack, fully protected, fiercely loved, and permanently established in my overflowing abundance. My beautiful and fiercely loyal child, as we reach the culmination of this sacred message, I want you to close your eyes for just a moment and envision the reality of the promise I am sealing over your life today. The heavy, suffocating clouds of financial anxiety that have darkened your skies for years are finally parting, and the brilliant, warming sunlight of total financial freedom is breaking through to illuminate your path. You are no longer a captive to the stressful rhythm of living paycheck to paycheck. You are no longer bound by the anxiety of checking your bank account with a trembling heart. You are stepping into a glorious, expansive season of total overflow, where the resources I provide will continually exceed your daily needs, your wildest dreams, and your most ambitious visions. I am wiping away the tears of lack and replacing them with tears of overwhelming, unspeakable joy. Before I release the final, unbreakable seal of this massive financial blessing upon your life, I want to remind you that I have provided tools in the physical realm to help your mind align with this heavenly reality. What if the wealth and absolute financial peace you have been praying for could be triggered from inside your own mind through a powerful, scientifically backed sound frequency once hidden in highly classified files? Experts say this unique signal naturally attracts opportunity, removes subconscious blockages to wealth, and brings absolute financial freedom. Thousands of people are already putting it to use to completely transform their lives. Click the link in the description and comments right now, and activate this hidden brainwave today to permanently switch your mind into a state of continuous abundance. Now, lift your head, my chosen one. I want to paint a picture of the future that is rushing toward you at this very second. Imagine the profound peace of waking up in the morning knowing that every single one of your needs and the needs of your loved ones are completely and effortlessly taken care of. Imagine the sheer joy of being able to bless someone else in secret, to pay for a stranger's groceries, or to fund a cause you deeply believe in, all without having to calculate whether you can afford to be generous. This is the kingdom wealth I am bestowing upon you. It is a wealth that brings no sorrow with it. It is a wealth that buys you the most precious commodity on this earth: time. Time to heal, time to rest, time to create, and time to dwell in my presence without the constant, buzzing distraction of financial survival. You will no longer look at price tags with a sense of dread. You will no longer have to choose between necessities. I am bringing you into a spacious place, a land flowing with milk and honey, where your cup will literally run over. And the most beautiful part of this massive blessing is that it will not corrupt your pure heart. Because you have walked through the fire of lack with your integrity fully intact, this wealth will only magnify the goodness that is already inside of you. You will be a beacon of hope, a living, breathing testimony of my miraculous provision, proving to a doubting world that I am a God who honors faithfulness and rewards those who diligently seek me in the secret place. If you are ready to walk into this radiant future, if you fully accept this divine assignment of kingdom wealth and total freedom, type 999 inches, the comments below. Let this be your final, powerful declaration of faith, locking in the promises of heaven over your life, your home, and your future generations. My beloved, you have endured enough. You have cried enough. You have waited enough. The season of waiting is officially, permanently over. I am commanding the angels of prosperity to surround your home right now. I am commanding every closed door of opportunity to be blown off its hinges. I am commanding the wealth of the wicked to be transferred into the hands of the righteous, into your hands. I am blessing the work of your hands so that everything you touch from this moment forward will prosper and multiply. I am giving you the power to get wealth, so that my covenant may be established on the earth through your life. Rest tonight in the absolute, unshakable assurance that your Father in heaven has heard your cries. The massive financial blessing is not just coming, it is already here. It is yours. It is ordained. It is protected. Walk forward with the quiet, unshakable confidence of royalty, for you are a deeply cherished child of the Most High God, and your season of breathtaking abundance has finally arrived. May my overwhelming peace, my unending favor, and my limitless provision rest upon you and your household, today, tomorrow, and for all of eternity. Amen.